Ladies, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Please be advised that this movie has no nudity.
I'm out.
Come on, Eddie. Let's go to the movies.
Yeah.
I just have to wee-wee.
And we're back.
Just like the Five Musketeers.
What the hell am I looking at?
A country where culture means pornography and slasher films.
If you had these boobs, you'd be obsessed with them too.
Very exciting, big event. Everybody's excited, huh?
Last time I went to the pictures, I was looking at all the jiglins. And...
We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends.
You think he
What
is.
happens in that room when Charlie's gone at night and she's at work?
It is the swinging 70s.
The beginning of the 70s.
Grandpa Joe, I want to play a game. Your whole life you watched from that bed.
All right. We are back now with our second episode. This is going to be our part 2 into Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So, Alison, where are we going next?
So then we go to the candy scene, right? The big candy scene.
No, we go through the the non-working hallway.
I just didn't write anything down on that because it's just not. I mean, the only part that's funny about it,
the funhouse line.
Mrs. TV is like, somebody's touching me,
and it's Grandpa Joe, and he's like, "Whoop, sorry."
And she gives him the worst look. Like, I feel if it had been anybody else, she would have been okay with it, but because it was creepy Grandpa Joe, she was disgusted.
Somebody's touching me,
and she is like clutching her purse.
Sorry, I haven't felt a woman who's not in bed in 20 years.
But that same scene, was it Sam or was it Mr. Salt? He's like, "What is this? Some kind of fun house?"
Yeah.
And Wonka turns and goes, "Why, you having fun?"
Yeah, that was Mr. Salt.
Yeah.
Some kind of fun house. Mr. Salt
Once
always...
again, Mr. Salt being a fun adult, like
Yeah.
one of the best adults in that place.
Yeah, Mr. Salt played off of Willy a lot. Like,
Yeah.
when they're in when they're in the tasting room or the invention room, he's like,
Yeah.
he's basically like, be straight with me. Are you drinking? Like,
It's a lot of nonsense.
A little nonsense now and then is relished by the wisest man.
I don't know. Mr. Salt's funny.
Yeah, I actually really liked him in this movie.
Oh, so this is the Rachmaninoff song, right?
Yeah, that's when they get out and they're in the shrinking hallway.
Yeah, which I don't even think that was a real song. I think I read that somewhere in the past. Like, I don't know if that's really...
It's not Rachmaninoff, I don't think.
So she just... But she was so, like, sure of herself.
Because it's the... Yeah, it's the Marriage of Figaro Overture by Mozart.
Okay.
I might cut that out.
I don't know, but when you were doing that, I just thought of like 5 commercials that's
exactly. Yeah, it's been used a lot of commercials
with fireworks.
I need to buy a Maytag right
and
now.
Juices
and car dealerships for the 4th of July. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But she's so sure of herself.
Yeah.
Rachmaninoff.
She has this like really just
I'm a teacher.
Face.
Like she was gonna win right there. Yeah. Oh, okay. Contest is over.
That's it. That's all it was.
How did you know that? All right, so they open up. They open up after Rachmaninoff, and that's when they get the first scene of the candy. Wonder.
Which even the opening part still kind of gives me chills when he's like, take a breath, count to 3, and it's I don't know. It's the way he says that. I'm just like. He's really playing with these people's like inhibitions with the chocolate.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely the highlight. But what was interesting is nobody had seen the set. That was their initial. Reaction.
A lot of the really insane stuff were the first time them experiencing it.
So that was actually really cool. So they're all just standing there, and then he starts singing a song, Candyman again, right? Or is that
pure imagination.
I get most of those songs confused. Oh, yeah. It's the slow song.
It's a great song.
And then he picks a hair from Mike's head.
Yep. And no one cared. When he first brushes his hair, Mike's like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. But when he picks it, everybody's fine.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful head of hair, but he picks it. And what is he going to do with it?
He just lets it go.
Yeah, I think he's creating like, I don't know.
Like DNA, he wants DNA from
yeah,
him.
Yeah.
Like it'll grow of chocolate
What
Mike
you
TV.
don't know is every time he makes a tour, a new piece of candy appears in that
That's
garden.
right.
Yeah.
It's one of those giant bears in the tree.
Those are my favorite things to look at.
And when
I wouldn't eat them, but
the new tourists eat the candy, they're really eating the evidence. Yes.
It just grows like a video on the tunnel wall of that character.
most of the stuff in that room, I even when as a kid, as I'm not a big candy person, none of it looked that appetizing to me. But one thing, like I'm not a big gummy person. I'm not a big like chewy. I don't know. I don't like lollipops. So a lot of it looked gross to me. All of it except for what Mrs. TV is eating.
Oh,
she
the
wanders
mushroom?
over to a mushroom and she just starts scooping what looks like whipped cream in her mouth. And because I'm such a whipped cream fan, I'm like, man, that's where I would be, just like. Da, 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 da.
The worst thing I saw in there is when Veruca was trying to break that ball full of chocolate, and then she just reaches in, just got this handful of.
But see, I watched that again, and it doesn't look like chocolate. It's red. It looks like jam, like raspberry jam.
It looked like chocolate to me.
Because I remember, because Carter was like, "What is that? Why is it red?" And I rewound
it's clearly
it.
a Snozzberry.
Oh, let's get into Snozzberries.
Yeah, it just looked like dark jelly to me, but I don't know.
Speaking of Snozzberries, do you think it's weird that Veruca is the one that brings it up?
Because of her name being vagina, maybe.
Snozzberries? Never heard of it.
Well, we'll
No
talk.
such
We'll
thing.
talk about that.
Anyways,
and a lot of the gummy stuff. I mean, yeah, it was 71, so it was just balloons. But come on, they could have done better than that.
Yeah, I mean the gummy bears looked cool.
Yeah.
in the tree.
Yeah, I really liked the flower teacup.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
that
wax
was-
teacup,
yeah.
which was really wax that he had to eat.
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, it doesn't do anything to you.
I know, but he didn't like it.
Well, nobody would.
So
yeah. I'm good.
they could have made it flavored like butterscotch.
Yeah,
'cause
they could
it
have
looked
made it
like-
marzipan
They could have, but they didn't. And why didn't they?
because they were cheap.
Marzipan's gross too. All
So,
right.
So was this movie? I've heard back and forth. I've heard that it's a myth. This movie was not funded by Hershey, right?
I don't think so.
Okay,
It was funded by Nestle.
I've heard that it. I've heard both ways that it has been funded by Hershey, but it hasn't. But I haven't seen like any facts at all.
Don't you think Hershey would have put their name in it somewhere?
I don't know. They're using the chocolate.
Yeah, but nobody knows it was Hershey
this
chocolate.
is the 70s, back when they didn't have hindsight. You know, they didn't think it was going to be that.
This
big
isn't
a
about
deal.
ketchup. We're not talking about hindsight.
Hindsight, no.
Maybe
Come on,
Hunt's
Alison,
vision.
catch up with the conversation.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Hunt vision.
Ugh. Hunts.
Nobody likes Hunts.
Gross. Somebody must, because they keep making it.
Those filthy Hunts.
You know what? I'm a big fan of Mike. He's a good guy.
Who's Mike Hunt?
That's some old time supper club humor right there.
High five.
Shouldn't expect anything less than from Roman.
That's right.
Supper time humor.
His brother got married to a hawk.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it again.
His brother was named Mike too, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. It was a popular name. It's like George Foreman.
Oh, good lord.
All right,
Anyways.
speaking of supper, now we're in the chocolate river. This beautiful, gross.
Do you have to sound like Bill Paxton from Titanic? Okay, so now we're in the chocolate river right now.
I sounded
okay?
like Paxton.
Yeah, and we're going to figure out how long until the chocolate factory goes down. Come on, what happened to the jewel?
Am I the only cinephile that hates that movie?
Titanic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I like the score.
Would you like me to draw you like one of the French girls?
I would like that.
The image in my head is just too much.
I still cry every time I see the movie, but I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't
Okay,
know.
please continue.
I like Billy Zane. Yeah, so the chocolate always looked dirty to me.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
and that's what Mr. Salt says.
I thought Veruca said it too, didn't she?
Yeah, she's like, look at that disgusting river.
Yeah,
And he's like,
disgusting river.
he's like, you need to clean that down there.
Yeah. I mean, it just looked gross, but I'm also not a chocolate person.
Because he goes, it's toxic. And he's like, no, it's chocolate.
It's toxic.
You know what? He's always the craftsman and the liar. What you don't know is that really is the toilet room.
Ew. But they're The Oompas are seen putting
Milk and sugar.
sugar and cream and stuff in there.
Yeah, to dilute the poop.
Oh God, it's so gross.
I'm just saying.
So it is by Nestle.
Oh, you believe this crap? You make this crap.
Literally. So Augustus starts slurping up the chocolate.
Yeah, he does.
With his hand.
Oh man.
Somehow he falls in. I mean, I guess he just gets too close, and his heavier part of him just kind of
topples over.
And what do they give him to help him get out? A lollipop. A sticky, slivery lollipop. Like, that's going to help this kid get out.
And this is where the dark side of Wonka comes out. And again, it's absolutely brilliant because they're like, someone help him. He's like, help, police. Like, what is he going to do? Jump in himself?
Yeah. And even Augustus's mom is just like hanging out. Like, what are all, I don't know. Like, none of these, after he gets sucked up.
He was more upset with the chocolate being defiled.
Yeah. Because it's never been touched by human hands.
Right.
But, Augustus gets, snuffed up into this tube to the fudge room, and then everybody's like, what kind of, what's going on here? But nobody thinks to like, hey, something's wrong here. Let's call the police.
By the way, that is not how a bullet comes out of a gun. No. It's caused by explosive ballistics. It has nothing to do with pressure.
But that's what Grandpa Joe thinks.
Right. Of course, another great Wonka line. The suspense is killing me.
Yes.
I hope it'll last.
I hope it'll last.
As he's eating chocolate.
But why are the adults so irresponsible?
Because they're adults.
Have you met their kids?
Right.
Well, yeah.
They're all adults that live by their kids.
They're bad chauffeurs. They would not be able to.
Or chaperones.
What's wrong with chauffeurs?
Because they're not driving anyone.
Oh. They wouldn't be able to volunteer at school functions, that's for sure.
No, not after this.
Have you volunteered at school functions? They'll take anybody with a pulse.
Actually, they don't. They make you go through a double background check now.
Really?
And an obstacle course.
No, I'd have to do that because I'd definitely be out.
Well, it's not a very, very good obstacle course.
I hate to tell you this, Adam. What you were trying out for was not to be a chaperone at a school. That wasn't it at all. That if you had an obstacle course.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you see Slugworth at the end?
No, but I did have this guy in camouflage yelling at me.
Wow. So then the Oompas come out. The Oompa Loompas.
That's the casual.
Yeah.
Oompa Doompa la di da dit.
Exactly.
Do you believe this fucking shit?
Like Oompa Loompas, we can talk about the songs. We can talk about them. I don't care about them.
They're the moral compass of the movie.
They are.
Yeah.
But they're creepy. I don't like them.
They're creepy?
Yeah.
I don't think they're creepy.
I think they look very strange.
They're orange. They're orange people.
Yeah. Their faces are strange.
They like to tumble a lot and grab each other's by the ankles.
They do. They're tumblers. They're former gymnasts.
Yes.
When I did a public access show many years ago, I pitched an idea to do a skit about Willy Wonka, and they were going to be Goompa Doompas.
How do you pitch something for public access? You just do it.
Well, because like this, I was with a group of about a couple people, and we all came together with ideas.
Oh, that kind of. Okay.
Yeah. So they were going to be Goompa Doompas, and it was all just going to be little Joe Pesci's.
Oh, that's racist.
No, I'm Italian. I'm half Italian, so yeah.
Goompa Doompas.
Yeah, Goompa Doompas. Goompa Doompa la di da dat. What do you get this baseball bat?
Oh wow. Oh. That took a turn.
Couple whacks in the head makes you nice. Then you pay the price. It wasn't very for honey.
Go get your shine box.
Exactly.
Do we like the graphics that we use in the scenes?
Oh, as Roman said, the 1966 Batman graphics.
Yeah, where they put the words up and they like fizzle away and.
Yeah, that was so 60s. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but it helped me understand what they were singing.
Yeah, it's very colorful, very clear. They like to use way too many fonts.
Yeah.
There was like a spooky font, and then like right after it, a Wild West font.
West.
This was at the inception of different fonts and different options.
That's right. This was pre-Comic Sans.
Oh man!
Ugh.
Before you could put Comic Sans on anything and it would look fun.
You couldn't have Papyrus. There you go.
My favorite is Impact. Impact is my favorite font.
I like Times New Roman for obvious purposes.
Because it's plain.
Because it has Roman in the title.
And it's a plane, just like Roman.
Aw.
There was this girl in 6th grade. I
Right
realized
off
in
his head.
retrospect that she has a thing for me because she came up to me and she goes, "Every single time in typing class, I think of you. Times New Roman."
Aw, that's a good line.
Yeah.
Anyways, better than your name being Helvetica.
I always got when I type your last name into autocorrect, it comes out crocodiles.
That's funny.
All right. So, any crocodiles in the Chocolate River?
There should be.
I mean, there. Yeah.
But if there are, all you have to do is grab onto the Wonkatania boat.
Okay, so this scene is famous for giving people nightmares and nightmare fuel and stuff. And I watched it going, this is kind of cool.
Well, it's not that it's scary. It just didn't go well.
I disagree. Seeing it this time, it was very on par for what Wonka was doing to these people. And it was I thought it was absolutely perfect for what he had in store for them, because he was just getting them out of their normal world, and he's like, "You're coming with me. You just had the time of your life. Now I'm going to scare the hell out of you for absolutely no reason, and then it's just going to be over." And and of course the song and the poem was just so perfect. I'm in the living room just shouting it. The rowers keep on rowing. I mean, it's just classic. It's absolutely classic. And I didn't feel the same animosity, even though everyone knows that I have a problem with bugs and stuff. Seeing those on the screen when I was a kid, it was really a problem. But seeing it now, it's something that I was just like, okay, that makes a lot more sense to me, and I just absolutely adore that scene. And seeing everyone freak out and seeing Slugworth as something to scare him, and it was just I just really liked it. I really liked that scene. I guess I can start, abusing my my female associates now and go on tour and sing a song about it. That was a Marilyn Manson take.
Yeah.
Because he did not the Dope Show. He did Dope Hat.
Yes.
The video for that the same way.
Yeah, it was exactly like that.
But I love that scene. I love watching the Oompa Loompas going faster and faster and chocolates flying everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice that until I watched it, in
it's
higher
crazy.
definition. And he's just like, "Stop the boat," and it's just a whole new scene.
Yep, they're right outside of the inventing room.
But that was my take on the scene. It really hit me as something Gene Wilder genius to me.
Mm-hmm. I just don't like the chicken getting its head cut off.
So the question that I have for you, fine folks, as we start to get into the inventing room and the other rooms, let's be honest with you. If it was a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, we would say that each room was designed for the kid, but it wasn't, was it? Like almost like
it's like the gluttony room, and the gum room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one by one, he knew how to take them down.
Exactly.
Way to go there, Freddy Krueger.
It's a family slasher movie, is what I've been saying.
Yeah, geez. Game night. No, not game night. The trap room. No, the escape room.
Escape room. You're getting there.
Yeah, thank you.
Trap room.
Yeah. Oh man, actually, this was the prequel to Escape Room.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah, it was pre-Saw Escape Room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
so the inventing room looks. I don't know. To me, inside the inventing room, it just looks like they didn't use a lot of money inside of the inventing room. Like there's just like styrofoam round balls here, and there's like capes and stuff and blankets covering here, and it just looked lame inside.
Was it Sam asked him, would he live in here?
Yeah, like I don't know. It wasn't as big of a wow factor as the candy room was.
That's where the budget cut off, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Like what you're seeing is like the back studio lot.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. That's what it kind of looked like.
Some of the stuff that Gene Wilder does in the inventing room is some of his best work in the movie. He's singing the springtime song on the bike. He throws the shoes into the thing. He's like, it needs a little kick.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing so much more than I did when I was a kid, because I'm just like, this guy This guy, he's
No, this guy.
This guy.
No.
Everyone has a version of Christopher Walken, even if it's bad.
Hi, nice. No,
I
hi.
don't.
I'm Willy Wonka. Yes, watch me dance. It's great.
Welcome to my chocolate factory.
Oh no, stop. Please don't.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, the little kick thing really got me, and the stuff that he goes back and forth with both Sam Beauregard and Mr. Salt is both of the best back and forths. It's just a really good scene until they get to the gum thing.
Yeah, the gum thing. Sam turns creepy.
Yeah, but before the gum thing, you have the MacGuffin of the movie.
Yes, the Gobstoppers.
The everlasting Gobstoppers.
Which they always looked way cooler in the movie to me than they did in real life. Like the everlasting Gobstopper is always just these round little balls.
They're jawbreakers.
Yeah, they're gross. But the everlasting Gobstopper in the movie, even though it was made out of what looked like Play-Doh, it just looked more like chewy and gushy and yummy to me. Like all different flavors. And it just looked cool.
Yeah.
They should have made it look like that. Why?
Yeah, they should have. Yeah.
I don't understand why they turned that into a round ball.
Especially, what was it? It was like 10 years ago. They did like special edition Wonka bars.
Did they?
Yeah, and they wrapped them like Wonka. They made the Wonka bars. They could have done that with the everlasting Gobstoppers.
Yeah, that's lame. What a bunch of jerks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that noise that machine made.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was talking about. Like, there's just looked so lame.
And it was all under blankets because it was secret, quote unquote.
And it would make an alarm when someone looked at it.
Come to think about it, it is very Cat in the Hat-esque.
It was very Seussian.
Yeah.
Like Orwellian. Seussian.
And then you got Veruca thinking that Violet got 2.
Yeah. And Veruca's the only one that crosses her fingers behind her back when
course.
she swears.
She got 2.
Can it, you nit? I think the term nit should be brought back along with doodad.
I used to say nitwit and
not nitwit, just nit.
Ninny, I used to say ninny.
Ninny. I like ninny.
My dad used to say ninny.
Ninny?
Yeah.
Knit just reminds me of the eggs that you have on your hair from lice, because that's what they're called, or knits.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, have you ever had lice?
No.
Well, then you wouldn't know that.
No.
Yeah, they're called knits.
And the shampoo's called Rid.
That's right.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if I want to bring back knit, but unless you want to call somebody an egg lice.
Well, that's what I mean. It's a bad. It would be a bad thing to call them a
If
knit.
you catch them early, it's red. If you wait too long, then you need braid.
Wow.
No. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, I'm getting the creeps thinking about lice. Okay, so Violet decides she wants to eat this gum, this 3-course gum, and why does Sam, her dad, get all excited and like he gets like creepy and he's like
cheering her on.
Yeah, but not only that, but she's like, "Oh, it's baked potato
with sour cream."
I can feel the butter running down my throat. And
Come on, baby.
Yeah, he's like, "Come on, baby. What's next? What's for dessert?" And I'm like, "Ew."
Yes, give me more of that. Yes, let me rub my nipples as you tell me what I need to hear. Tell me how juicy it is.
Yeah, so he's just, I don't know. I don't like that. Ugh, gives me the creeps. So yeah. So she blows up into a giant blueberry,
which does not hold up well because you can just see it was just a spotlight on her face.
Oh yeah, and they just roll her around. And
I have a blueberry for a daughter.
Oh, she'll need to go to the
juicing room.
No, she'll need to go to the juicing room.
I mean, you encouraged her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a blueberry for daughter because you kept on telling her to tell you what was for dessert.
And they stopped, and he's like, "I really wouldn't do that if I were you.
Right.
I wouldn't."
Always goes wrong on the dessert. Mm-hmm. What other kind of dessert could she have been turned into? That would have been pumpkin. Would have been kind of cool. My daughter's a pumpkin.
Yeah, but her name's Violet.
It's Germany. It should have been a strudel.
Oh, yeah, you're
she could
right.
Have just flattened out and have like stripes across her.
Yeah, but you're right. It had to be a blueberry because her name's Violet.
Yeah.
Violet, you're turning violet.
Violet.
All right, so 3 good children
Three
left.
good children left, and now we're in the lickable wallpaper scene.
Yes, the Snozzberries.
So this is disgusting.
Yeah, this is the grossest thing, even before the age of COVID. But it's for nursery walls. That's even worse.
It doesn't matter. You've let other people into this factory before. Is this brand new? Did other people lick it? Did the Oompas lick it when they put it on the wall? Like somebody's tested
They did
it
more
out.
than lick it.
It's like gross.
How do you think they got the Snozzberries?
Yeah, everybody knows about the Snozzberries, right?
Whatever you do,
What?
don't go to this room with a black light. Trust me.
So what are Snozzberries?
Snozzberry is a gibberish word that was invented by Dahl in his book, My Uncle Oswald.
And what does that mean?
Well, the character states that if they grab onto a man's Snozzberry and give it a twist, they can get the man under control.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what a Snozzberry is.
And the only one interested in Snozzberries is Veruca.
Yeah, who ever heard of a Snozzberry? And then he grabs her mouth like mid-tongue out.
Mid-lick.
I love that. Like, you little brat.
And then he just waxes wisdom.
Yes.
You know,
Wax his wisdom.
We are the what was it? We are the
We are the dreamers.
and we are the makers of stuff.
Makers of Snozzberries.
And we are the makers of stuff.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
So after the cute little lickable gross wallpaper scene, we go to the fizzy lifting room. So... Okay, so they drink fizzy lifting drink, which, okay, let's be honest, everybody wanted to. They got bummed that, he was like, no, it's not ready, and they take a swig of
let's get into the fizzy lifting room first. It's a really cool room that they only spend like a minute in. They just like walk around the cool bubble thing and leave.
Right, because it's not ready.
Right, but he talks about how, I'm just trying to invent a soda that'll make you float. And he's like, can we try some? And he's like, no, it's not ready. And they're like, if I try it, people will be flying all over the place. And that's another genius thing of Wilder as Wonka is he's cautioning it off as something less dangerous than it actually is, because there's a fan right above them that would destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, nah, it's fine. If you do it, people will be flying everywhere. It won't be cool. Let's go over here now.
Makes you wonder how they figured it out the first time.
And he just looks at it. It's just like, it's almost like he looks at Charlie and just winks, and they walk away. And then Grandpa Joe, in his, I think it's his worst scene, because he's the instigator in it.
Yeah.
He's just let's try it. Yeah.
Nobody'll know.
Let's take a nip.
And this is after, he's been like, oh, Augustus got what he deserved, and Violet, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, he said on the boat that Veruca, all she needs is a good kick in the pants.
Right.
And then he's like, let's be naughty.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he was just thirsty, to be honest with you. After that lickable wallpaper.
He's dry from all that walking.
Yeah,
that he hasn't done in 20 years.
Yeah, I'd be screwed. I would need a drink. I would be like, Mr. Wonka, where's the drink, juice, lemonade, anything?
Where's the water fountain in this place?
Yeah, I need some fizzy lifting drink. So yeah, they take a swig, and then all of a sudden, Grandpa Joe, who hasn't walked in 20 years, is like doing somersaults up in the air.
Well, Charlie made him do that.
Yeah, but he did it.
Yeah, he did.
Barely.
Yeah, he hit an air pocket.
Yes. And then they have to burp because they're going too high.
Yeah.
I can't slow down.
And the top of the thing is just sheet metal.
Yes.
And one thing that really bothered me is like Grandpa Joe touches the top where the fan is in it, and he like just holds himself. But Charlie's like, I can't do anything. I can't think like my Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, I thought that too. Like, you're not going to get sucked up in that fan if you just put your hands on the parts that's not in the fan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Is it that big of a fan that's going to suck you in?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's false peril.
But the burps weren't even that good. Like,
No,
yeah.
I mean, when you're a kid, you don't notice the off dubbing, but
No, I didn't even mean that. I mean, there just weren't hearty burps.
And you should know.
I should know. I'm a good burper.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have even gone that high. I would have already been burping up a storm.
Yeah, you would have gone through the ground.
Maybe Grandpa Joe wanted Charlie out of the picture. Have you ever
Maybe.
Yeah, because he won the golden ticket.
That's right. He's got the golden chance to make his way.
And that's how you know it's going to be a James Wan remake, because that sounds right up his alley. It's like,
because he started burping and he was like, oh, burp, Charlie. It's the only way.
Bye.
As I'm burping like double time to come down. I never even thought of it like that.
Yeah. Oh, no, Charlie. this whole time.
You better burp.
Oh no!
You can't burp.
I got it. What if Willy Wonka paid some of these people off to out the kids with a reason? Okay,
Maybe Grandpa Joe is the real Slugworth.
Oh, there
Maybe.
you go.
You're adding to your own fan theories.
That's
now.
right.
We need to like dub in the unsolved mystery music.
He's teamed up with the Tinker.
Oh, the Tinker.
It's the son-in-law he really wanted.
Oh yeah. He introduced Mama Bucket and the Tinker together.
That's right.
He offed Papa Bucket.
That's right, Mr. Bucket.
Oh man. Let's take a break and go to the concession stand for a snack.
If you're looking for a hot podcast, I've got the one for you. The hottest podcast of the year is The Real Housewives of Reality, starring Scarlett and Alison. This podcast has everything. It's girl meets girl, 2 Bravo-obsessed hosts, a producer named Leon, who knows what love is and is very often screamed at and or abused on the air, allegedly. Weekly recaps of all your favorite housewives, hot gossip, an unadulterated and inexplicable love of Iowa, deals on Mary Kay and BetterHealth.com, relationship advice if you want to stay single forever, and who doesn't. Plus, there's bonus material like the Bravo Booster Pack, which highlights the most iconic Bravo episodes through all the years, and housekeeping with the hottest gossip for you to listen to while you keep your own house, if you do. Hey, tune in. There's so much more. I said what I said.
Okay, so we're down on the floor in the Fizzy lifting room, and he's like, "Oh, let's catch up to the others. Let's make sure our feet are firm to the ground going forward."
5 minutes later, let's catch up and we'll act like nothing's happened.
Right. So 5 minutes later, they just decide to. Okay, so is the egg room like right next door? Like, I mean, this place is like a fun house,
and
right?
they're yelling help too.
Yeah, they're loud. Nobody came up. Nobody Oompa Loompas came up. Whatever. So they just magically show up in the golden egg room. There's only a few people left, and nobody saw them just pop in at the end. Of course they did.
In fact, when they walk in, Wonka's looking over his shoulder talking.
Yeah.
And he doesn't notice them.
Yeah. He knew.
I mean, he noticed them. He didn't notice them like being late.
Yeah.
But he did notice them.
He did. Well, we'll see that at the end,
Yes.
but he knows. So, golden egg Geese scene. Overall, I love this scene because I love Veruca. I think her song is fantastic, and the way she like spins around and goes crazy, and all those boxes are piled up. The geese now look ridiculously bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're projected on there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I thought it was cool. But like, okay, so he has these golden geese that lay gold eggs, like they're pure, full chocolate.
They're golden chocolate.
Right. What? Why do we want that? Is one little kid gonna get that and just like eat pieces of it for like the whole year?
It's opulence. It's for the opulent people.
Well, you can go to.
It's for people who want a bean feast.
Yeah.
What is a bean feast?
I don't know. I don't know what a bean feast is.
There's an ice cream shop in New York where
named
you can
Bean Feast.
No, where you can actually get gold flakes.
I know.
On your ice cream.
Yeah.
So there's a market for decadence like that.
I know. There's the $1,000 burger.
Yep.
That has gold and like weird shavings on it.
Edible gold flakes. I don't know. It just didn't look that cool to me. I'd rather have
the wrapping.
Well, no, I was gonna say the goose. Just pet the goose, like as my pet.
Yeah, but geese are very, very ornery.
Yeah, and they have poop, like bad poop.
And again, more genius wit from Wonka. They're like, we're getting a head start for Easter. He's like, Easter's over. He's like, don't say anything. They don't know that.
That was Mike TV. But Easter's over.
And he's so loud. Mike TV is always loud. I guess because he's always watching TV.
Yeah. He's got a big mouth.
Yeah.
And he even says that. He says, why don't you open your mouth a little wider when you talk?
Yeah. And that's great, too, because he's always ragging on people. Like, when they ask stupid questions, he's like, all questions need to be put in writing. Mm-hmm. Or, I'm a trifle deaf in this year when try to speak up.
Yeah, he's loud.
Very good. He's very good with dodging questions.
So I don't know what a bean feast either. But
you didn't look up what a bean feast is?
No. I think it's just a big, fun party.
Kids tripping on hallucinogenics?
Maybe it's like a jelly bean feast. I don't know.
I just typed into Google, what is a bean? And it came up, what is a bean feast?
There you go. What is a bean feast?
A bean feast is an informal term for a celebratory meal or party, especially an annual summer dinner given by an employer to their employees.
Oh.
Which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I never had a bean feast from my employer.
Let's see. Probably derived from a tradition in the Low Countries at Twelfth Night. I thought Twelfth Night was just a Shakespeare thing. But... So that is a bean feast. We've all learned something tonight.
And Veruca wanted one. Well, she's not going to get one because she's a bad egg.
It makes sense too because her whole life is a corporate world.
Yeah, that's true.
So she probably loves the corporate bean feasts.
Yeah, she's set up to own the nut factory when her parents die.
Veruca and the Nut Factory.
Boy. So bye Veruca. She's gone. Wonk wonk.
She was a bad egg.
She was a bad egg.
Her as a jilted, 50-year-old CEO, she's giving people tours, and she just kind of has one little tear in the corner of her eye and never explains it. It's like, this tour's a little boring. Don't you want to do something? No, I don't want to do anything. No.
She's traumatized.
No. Or she does a complete 180, and she's like this happy-go-lucky person who doesn't have a thing. She has no possessions. She's just this free-flowing thing. She's like, as a child, I wanted everything, and I decided that I want nothing. I just want to live. And a giant goose still.
No, she turns into Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
You never seen The Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, I watched it once.
Why didn't you just say the Meryl Streep character?
Yeah, you could have just said Meryl Streep.
Why? She's not like that in every movie.
In The Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, say in Devil Wears Prada, Meryl Streep character. We get it. Yeah.
Because I don't understand.
Yeah.
What
You're
did I
basically
say?
giving us the context. You're naming the character, and we don't speak that language.
I just thought he was being funny because we go back and forth with character names, and the ones we don't understand, you're like, why don't you say it correctly?
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
We're just trying to be dickish.
A little bit.
Cool. Okay, so next we're going into the Wonka Mobile, which is a dumb name, but whatever. This whole scene was dumb. It wasn't needed. It was an opportunity to pour white foamy stuff all over Mrs. TV's outfit.
And then they go through the Hasahanawa.
Yeah.
What is that, Japanese? No, it's Wonka Wash backwards.
But I noticed in this scene and the boat scene, the exact number of seats were in each thing.
Right. Like it was very specific on who was going to be there.
Oh yeah, it was all planned out. He knew.
A family slasher movie.
He knew.
It's a family slasher movie.
Like the day before with prepping, sir, are we ready for this? Yes, we're absolutely ready. 100%.
100%.
Let's go through the songs 5, 6, 7, 8.
1.
Let's practice.
Anyways.
All right, so now we have a Mike scene, which is Wonka Vision. I almost said WandaVision. Wonka Vision.
It was Mephisto.
It's never Mephisto.
No.
This was the least colorful scene in the whole movie. It was basically black and white, or everything was white because it was
radiation.
Yeah, it was the TVs and stuff. This is my least favorite kid scene.
But it is one of my favorite Charlie scenes.
Why?
Well, when we find out that what the Wonka Vision is, take the giant bar, and they explain that by shooting it with this camera, it turns in a million pieces and it assembles in a smaller thing, and you can take it, and you've basically eaten chocolate by television.
Right.
So when Mike TV does it, his mom's like, "Why is he taking so long?" And Charlie just, without a beat, "Well, a million pieces take a long time to put together." It was just one of the best lines that Charlie does, and the way he delivers it is it's so dry and it's so matter of fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He actually shows intelligence for once.
And he's being sassy to Mike's mom.
Yeah.
I just love that line from Charlie. It's cool.
And so Mike gets shrunk, and she puts him in her purse.
But he says his line that you love to say when you're doing your sound check.
Oh yes. Hey Ma, am I coming in clear? He turns Bostonian in that scene.
Am I coming in clear?
Hey Ma, am I coming in clear? I said, am I coming in clear? Boy. He's just walking around.
Hey Mike, are you a cop? You a cop?
He says doesn't he say something like, "Boy, I can't wait to tell the guys about this one." I don't know.
He's so excited that he's TV sized for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life. And she just puts him in her purse, and he's still yapping away, and she closes it, and she basically tells him to shut up.
And that's that's a cool scene too, because they actually had to make a apparatus that's big enough to hold him by his collar.
Right.
And you think of this movie has like a diminishing budget as the movie goes on, but that, I mean, it's a stark white hand, it's a stark white background, but it's a cool little thing that they did for like a second.
Yeah.
That they built, and he's like, I don't want to go in there.
Yeah. Then she's like, quiet, you. So he's gone.
And then Mike TV's or his mom is just like, she just turns into a wailing.
Like she looks like she's about to pass
Yeah.
out. I don't understand.
Well, we'll have to stretch him out.
Yeah, take him to this special taffy pulling room.
Yeah.
But be very careful.
Right. I think that
pulling
starts
room.
making her feel like she's going to puke or something. I don't know.
Because she's going to have a gangly, Doug Jones kid afterwards.
Hey, he might be like 7 feet tall and, go play basketball or something.
Or he could be like Doug Jones and play all the skinny, like, monster characters for
I don't
Guillermo
know
del
who
Toro.
Doug Jones is.
He plays all the skinny monster characters for Guillermo del Toro.
Okay.
He was the pale man.
Oh, in
he
that
was
horrible movie.
He was the fish guy in Grinding Nemo. He was
Never saw that movie either.
The Shape of Water.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
I had no interest in that movie.
It was not that great. It's I could go on about how Guillermo del Toro is so overrated, but I'm not going to. But yeah, that's who Doug Jones is. He does a lot of creature work because he's so gangly.
And what you don't know is Mike TV actually becomes the older adult character in Grandma's Boy who's obsessed with the Matrix. Yeah.
I hate your face.
I could see that. Love talking about Grandma's Boy.
Yeah, I think one of Roman's episodes is going to be Grandma's Boy.
Oh, great.
Pretty much. I can't stop. It feels so good.
I can't believe he came on my mom.
All right, so we're at the end of the movie. We got one child left, and that's Charlie.
And it's so anticlimactic at first because he's just like, all right, well, I had a lot to do. He's like looking at his bills. He's like, the exit's over there.
Yeah.
And that confuses the entire movie.
Yeah.
Not just the characters, but people watching going, that's it?
That's it? That's all you get?
I absolutely love that scene in The Office because with just the sound of the ticking and just the tension.
Oh, yeah.
And
I still, and I know it's just to be whimsical, but I still don't understand the half things.
I don't think it means anything. I think it's just to be weird.
To be whimsical, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think because in behind closed doors, he's half of the person that he is, and when he opens the door, he's a showman. He's everything.
He's P.T. Barnum.
Yeah. But to describe the scene a little bit more, for those of you who don't know, who haven't seen it in 50 years, you just see a Wonka that is completely the absolute opposite.
Yeah, we see human Wonka.
Absolute opposite of what we've seen up to this point. He's hunched over. He's very adult. He's pretty much every parent that you've ever seen doing work.
Yeah, he's doing his bills. He's filling out his paperwork.
Oh yeah, and then I love the when they confront him about the prize, and it's like, no, you don't get anything, and then he comes out with the monologue.
Oh, I think yeah, I was shouting it with the movie. Every time.
You lose, sir. Good day.
You get nothing. You
stole fizzy lifting drink.
Oh, that's my favorite part because if you've ever gotten an argument with another adult over something like if you've had a kid and you're like, no, you cannot play Mr. Choo Choo Train. Honey,
fizzy lifting drink.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how many times did I tell you by Mr. Choo Choo? No, you didn't want to go for Mr. Choo Choo, did you? No, you wanted the inflatable turtle. Well, go ahead, take the inflatable turtle. His name's Mr. Stuffins. I don't care what his name is.
Well, that's all on Wonka because that was his choice to name it fizzy lifting drink.
Yep.
How many takes did he have to nail that? It's like fizzy, what's the line? Fizzy lifting drink.
I have a distinct feeling that he improvised that entire scene.
Could have.
It does not feel like scripted at all, just because of the reactions and the passion behind it, and the floppy hair.
Oh yeah, the hair was a mess. He didn't use the hair cream from the inventing room.
Not the hair cream.
Yeah, he didn't use that, or the fact that the hair cream wasn't really for hair, and he's been using it. Maybe that's the problem.
Or maybe he's taking some special juice from the tasting room.
But I do also like when he grabs the grabs the contract out of the half safe, and it's half contract, reading with his half glasses, but it's the stuff that he needs to see.
Right. And everything he says is blah 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 blah, etc. etc. blah 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 blah, etc. etc. It's all there,
black and white, clear as crystal.
You lose.
Good day, sir.
Yeah, it's very tension filled scene. You felt really bad for Charlie and Joe, and I was like, damn it, Joe, you're the problem. You encouraged him, and now he's gonna lose.
And you're taken aback by that because you're like, this guy, I know he's like trying to punish the bad kids, but he doesn't yell at anyone.
Right. And yeah. And I have a theory about that. But not my theory, someone else's theory. But I like it.
But all he wanted was someone to give back
the
gobstopper to prove that he was not even going to be tempted by Slugworth.
Right. So even though he stole, he didn't steal the ultimate, the setup.
He did one good deed.
Yes.
And that's what he says.
Yep. So he puts it down. Slugworth comes out. Oh, it's not Slugworth. It's Mr. Somebody and somebody. I don't remember his name. He works for me. And then he's like, hello. And then all of a sudden Slugworth is like, oh, okay.
He just sticks his thumb up.
Yeah. Hey. And then we come to the stupidest part in the entire movie. They get into this glass elevator. I hate this scene so much.
You can go anywhere, Charlie.
I always missed up at this scene.
I've gone everywhere but one.
I've pressed all these buttons except that one.
And that's fine. But, okay, so the glass elevator goes through the glass ceiling. You just messed up the ceiling. What? I mean, if I was Charlie, I'd be like, well, I don't want the factory now.
It's just a shaft.
No, it's the ceiling.
And only one reaction to the word shaft. We're getting good. We're getting good at this.
And then you see all the town with this goofy ass elevator on a string. Like you can practically see the string.
It's superimposed in the sky.
It's just bad.
And you get to see the walled German city that is America.
And he's like, yeah, you can see our house.
There's my school.
Yeah, there's everybody. Maybe we should go get the rest of the family. Oh yeah, they can all live with you here, Charlie. Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. He gives Charlie the factory, and there's this one line that just drives me crazy. He's like, I couldn't have an adult do it because he'd do it their way. I needed a kid to do it my way.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I'm thinking, so you're not really giving it away. You're just kind of saying, if you do it my way, you can stay here.
He basically just wants somebody to
He's
live
George
on.
Steinbrenner, pretty much.
He knows he's going to die, and he wants a kid to carry on his legacy as his way.
Yeah.
And care for the Oompa Loompas.
That's right.
His way.
Yeah.
And kill children.
His way.
So yeah, maybe you should talk to Mama Bucket, Grandma, Grandpa, Josephine. Maybe they don't want to live there.
Yeah. And going back to the stupid Tim Burton one, in the more like in the book, the Wonka Vader lands in front of the house, and
right.
that's when he reveals to them,
right,
like, you don't have to live like this anymore.
Yeah, and maybe that's the way this should have ended. Instead of just here comes the credits as we're spinning around in the. I don't know. I just have never liked the ending of this movie. It just stops abruptly to me.
I just really like the scene because, again, of Gene Wilder and how genuine he is when he's offering everything up to Charlie and he's just giving him his dream come true, and you can just feel the love that Wonka's radiating off of that.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's still a weird, abrupt scene.
It is.
It's just
weird.
like, okay, here's it. The movie's over.
Yeah, movie's over. Here comes the song again, and then we're done. So now we're just going to talk about some random things.
Ooh, I like random things.
Random things are fun. So what are your favorite Willy Wonka characters? Start with you, Roman.
Let's see. Me personally, I gotta go with Mike's mom, Mike TV, Mrs. TV. The reason being is she's that lovable woman that you know. Everyone knows the henpecking person.
Henpecking.
Yeah, the henpecking mother who is overbearing in times and not overbearing enough when it counts.
Mm-hmm.
So
would that be underbearing?
Possibly.
Or just bearing?
You know, I don't know.
I mean, she cares enough to feed her kid in front of the TV.
Yeah.
So, at least
she doesn't even care that the TV or that the dining room table doesn't get used.
No.
Little did we know that actually Mike TV grows up to be the cable guy. Yeah, come to think about it.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's actually perfect. They both have big, loud mouths.
Yeah, and I kind of want to mix it all together. I
And
kind of
they
want to
have
make my own
similar-
trailers for like the sequel.
They have similar hairdos.
They do. And they know everything about TV.
That's creepy.
Oh, you're welcome, guys.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. Roman's finally showing his worth.
Bam. I'm not just a pretty face that Adam tries to touch underneath the table.
And he
doing it
lost
right now. Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me come, guys.
Okay.
Oh, wow. All right.
And he's back. Adam, who's your favorite character?
If you haven't guessed by now, my favorite character is Willy Wonka. Just because of Gene Wilder's portrayal and the way he handles everyone just perfectly.
Do you have another favorite character that's like a lesser known?
Someone that's not Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gone Willy Wonka, but that's too easy.
I would go with Mr. Salt. I loved his reactions and stuff. He was, like I said in the other episodes, that he was the real character. He was kind of like the audience character for the rest of us.
Nuts.
What was this? What's your profession? Nuts.
Nuts.
And then his dad Sam just walks away.
Yeah, like, okay, like I don't know
Like,
why
that
you're
that was a stupid answer.
You sell cars. Why are you scared of a guy who shells nuts?
Nuts.
You know, he should hook up with Wonka and supply nuts for chocolate.
That's right. None of his chocolate has nuts in it.
That we know of.
That's true. He has frickin' moon pies, but he doesn't have any nutty stuff.
I like to think a scrumdiddlyumptious has something else in it other than just chocolate.
Yeah.
Like maybe nougat.
Nougat.
Well, thank you to Violet. Now he has a easy supply of berry juice.
Oh.
Yeah, violet juice. There you go.
Violet juice.
Blueberry.
Like
Violet
Gushers. He made the first Gusher.
That's true. He made Violet like the Gushers commercial where they eat them and they turn.
I loved Gushers.
I did too.
They're gross now.
Are they?
Yeah, they don't. It's just too much sweet. It's like sicky sweet syrup.
Well, we liked that when we were a kid.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite character?
My favorite character is Veruca. I mean, I know.
You've said that.
Yeah, I know she's a brat, but she knows what she wants. She's assertive. I like to think that she grows up to be a badass CEO of someone's company or her own company, and she knows what she wants. She's a boss bitch.
She grew up busting nuts.
She's boss lady from
she did.
Ted Lasso. That's Veruca.
Yeah,
yes.
badass boss bitch.
Except with a horrible attitude.
Yeah, without the heart.
Okay, what about least favorite characters? Or people you just are like, meh.
Veruca Salt.
Okay.
She is that pain in the ass who gets everything that she wants. I do not think she grows up being a badass boss bitch. I think she becomes Paris Hilton to the max, socialite who is famous for being famous. Is kind of what I'm thinking. You know what? Come to think about it, what if the Wonka kids in this movie get together like circa It? You know, and remember what
try to take down the factory.
Remember what he did to us.
And then they get in there and like, it's Charlie. He betrayed us.
Yeah.
And Wonka's like old and I don't know, I get fat like a hut. He's just like, you saw, she saw, Charlie kids.
He can't move.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
We're coming up with good ideas.
Yeah, seriously.
So my least favorite character
sorry, Adam, I apologize.
Is Mike TV. He's a loudmouth and I hate that. I hate loud, obnoxious people.
Really?
So what would Mike...
Is Adam not loud sometimes?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's funny. Do you see a little bit of yourself in Mike TV?
I see a little bit of my past self in Mike TV.
Okay.
I've gotten a lot more zen since then.
Good. So that's why you don't like him. He reminds you of the past that you want to get away from.
Yeah. I remember being called a loudmouth, chatterbox.
That was just last week by me.
That little asshole that won't shut up. No, that was my mom last week.
Aww.
No, she didn't say that.
That was me 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, I just don't like. I guess because of the way I live now, I don't like laziness, and I see Mike TV as the most lazy character on the planet. Augustus might be fat, but he gets stuff done.
Does he? What did he get done?
Eating.
Well, yeah.
He works hard at eating. Mike TV just sits there, watches TV, and has his food brought to him.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It sucks to be Augustus.
Tremendous pressure to be Augustus.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, he was the founder of YouTube.
Augustus?
Oh, Tube.
Yeah.
Oh.
You in the
They
tube.
just keep getting better and better.
No, they don't.
And nobody laughed at my pressure. It's pressure, so much pressure to
no,
be Augustus.
It was great.
Ah.
It was absolutely great. I was trying to keep a straight
I'm
face
missing
on
all
that.
these puns.
A straight face on audio.
Yeah. Wait, you guys told me this was being on camera. Oh, why won't you let me wear clothes? Oh.
Because it's hot in here. And, after the show, we wrestle. That's just the way it is. I'm Greek, so we have to end the show like that.
And chocolate pudding.
Yeah, but why do we have to wear the body oil?
For friction, so we don't, spontaneously combust.
Okay. I'm not okay with this.
Yipes.
Anyways,
You were
Alison,
okay with it last time.
Allison, who's your least favorite character?
It's a toss-up. It's a tie between Grandpa Joe and Charlie.
Wow!
Yeah. I just don't like them. I mean, Charlie, okay, fine. Charlie, he's such a whiny little brat. Whatever. I mean, he's not really a brat, but he's just a whiner. No, but yeah, Grandpa Joe just annoys me.
Charlie grows throughout the movie. You see
a little bit
growth through him.
Yeah, Grandpa Joe, he just annoys me. So yeah. So there's a couple differences in this book. I'm sorry, in the movie to the book, which I have not read. Shame on me, I guess I haven't read the book. Have you read the book?
I read it when I was 9.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the book...
30-something years ago.
Yeah, the book was written in 1964 by Welsh author Roald Dahl. It's like the hardest word for me to say. Roald Dahl. And it was called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
Like the remake. He wasn't a fan of the movie, even though he wrote the screenplay. I don't know. He hated Willy Wonka. I mean, he hated Gene Wilder. Did not like him at all.
Well, Roald Dahl was a weird dude.
He was. So is Willy Wonka.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, like, being able to equate yourself with Gene Wilder, that's a weird thing to do.
Maybe he felt threatened by him, or I don't know. He just didn't like him. He tolerated the movie. He hated the music. He hated the songs.
Well, the songs are different than the book.
Yeah, he just didn't like what they did with the book. With the movie. Sorry,
Stephen King says the same thing about The Shining.
Yeah, but Stephen King didn't write the screenplay for The Shining.
Right.
In fact, he did write a screenplay, gave it to Kubrick, and Kubrick threw it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And look at the masterpiece he made.
And it took me 20-something years to recognize the brilliance of that movie because I was so jaded by not liking it because of Stephen King.
Huh.
Sometimes your heroes, skew your views on things, and you have to sometimes cut that out and view it from a different view. And I did. I said view like 13 times just then.
Woof.
And then in my late 20s, early 30s, I became an enormous Kubrick fan. Or fan. Not Fran.
Wow.
You want to say view again there, Joey Bearhart?
View.
Joey Behar.
Or
her too.
Or Joey Bearhart.
Whatever. Anyway, so what other gems do you have?
I am Joey Bearhart.
Joey Bearhart.
You are on my land.
I don't know what that's referencing.
I don't know either.
I'm just being indigenous.
Oh.
Indigenous, are you? Okay. I loved you in Australia.
So in the book, apparently the Oompa Loompas were the testers. They're used as testers, and one in particular drank the fizzy lifting drink and could not burp, so he floated away, never to be seen from again.
Oh, man.
So pretty much the Oompa Loompas, let's just call them what they are. They're minions.
Well, kind of. Well,
banana.
They were depicted in the book as African pygmies.
Ooh.
Yeah, which you kind of saw in the sequel.
The sequel? You mean the
remake, the Charlie, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, Loompa Land seemed a lot like African jungle.
So the NAACP felt that depicted slavery, so they were rewritten in the film to have orange skin, and the film's name was changed to Willy Wonka, so it didn't resemble the book because the NAACP did not want to encourage that.
That's probably a good move.
Yeah. So that brings us back to that first episode we were talking about no African Americans.
Oh, yeah.
Or Sammy Davis Jr. The NAACP was probably like,
If you're going to have slaves in this movie, we don't even need a Lando.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we made that mistake with Songs of the South. We're not doing that again, guys.
The South.
Oh, man.
So that's kind of like dark. And that brings us to some of the theories. These dark, what?
Doll's stuff is dark.
Yes.
Even the BFG, even though it's not named after the Gun and Doom, it was a dark story. Of course, the Gun and Doom was named the BFG, the big effing gun.
Instead of the big effing giant.
Instead of the big friendly giant. I kept calling it that. Because I found out about BFG later in life. I'm like, that's the big fucking giant?
He also wrote the Peach, James and the Giant Peach.
James and the Giant Peach.
That's what I thought. So some of the fan theories about this film is actually kind of funny, and there are tons of them. But the funny ones that I picked out were, so Wonka is a serial killer who preys on little children, and the Oompas are accomplices. He brings children in there and kills them off one by one.
That's a little bit too on the nose.
I know, it seems a little tame to me.
That's too on the nose. Come on, you can do better than that.
I can do better than that. I didn't make these up.
No.
The fan
theories. Wonka shrunk the spies who used to work in the factory, and those are the Oompas. Except why would they all look alike?
I don't know. Have you ever shrunk a person?
No.
They might change their genetic makeup.
Well, maybe it started with one or two, and it's just a lot of inbreeding.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Have you ever shrunk a guy? It's a different experience.
That's true.
What I'm telling you.
Well, were you like going like a Mrs. Doubtfire meets Gilbert Gottfried on that one?
It was kind of Harvey Firestein melts Gilbert Gottfried.
That was very Gilbert-esque.
Yeah.
I've never done a Gilbert Gottfried, so thank you.
It kind of sounds like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I probably could never do it again.
Wow, you just bursted your Godfrey cherry.
You can say Affleck, right?
Affleck! See? I can't do it when I try.
Have
you ever shrunk a guy?
You sound like the old grandma from Family Vacation, Christmas.
Aunt
Play
Bethany?
ball.
Aunt Bethany? Oh, Aunt Bethany.
Hello, everybody!
Could you picture Aunt Bethany at the factory?
Oh, that would be great!
I know. Hello, Willy.
Hello, Mr. Wonka!
She just wraps up things and gives it to him. She wrapped
the damn Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, she wrapped the Oompa up and shakes it.
Just give no explanation. She will just be a running gag. She'll just randomly show up.
She just pops up. That would be great.
Rest in peace, John Hughes. But God, did you miss an opportunity?
Really did. So what other theories are there?
Oompas are a metaphor for slaves working in plantations, and Wonka took them from where they lived and forces them to work and sing.
Okay, forces them to work, but sing, it's...
I don't know. I mean, he sings every time he plays that damn flute.
Yeah.
Or they sing. It's like
they sing and somebody comes to him.
It's almost Pavlovian.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, do they rehearse beforehand? Okay, guys, if they get caught, I know this is a little bit weird, but what if, hypothetically speaking, the German gets sucked up in a tube?
They have a playbook.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we mentioned it in the episodes before. They seem to have the rooms specifically set for these kids. Mm-hmm. Of course, they're going to have the songs to go with them.
Yeah. It's in their hymnal.
Turn to page 176, Death of the Fat Kid.
Right. So every time they open the factory, they have to have a fat kid. They have to have a gum girl or kid. They have to have a kid who likes TV, because otherwise they can't keep changing it up. I don't know. I like that one.
Okay.
Wonka planted the final ticket. He saw that the other children who won were horrible. Charlie was a local good kid. And that would explain why he got so upset at the end with Charlie, because it was his master plan, and he thought Charlie failed him.
So it's like the movie Invincible with Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
I remember a good-looking guy in our first episode of the breakdown kind of Forrest Gumping his way to that conclusion.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about that.
I said good-looking guy.
I'm not a guy.
You are?
Hello, everybody.
You did say that, and I liked that.
Oh,
I liked that theory.
Look who she's siding with. Thank you.
I'm not siding with anybody. It's a fact.
She's totally siding with me.
I didn't know we had a feud going on.
We didn't. It's a fact. He did bring that up, that he thought, Willie might have rigged the whole Paraguay thing and planted that ticket.
Yeah, it makes sense too, because we mentioned, how could someone fake a ticket they've never seen before?
Right, and that could be how Slugworth knew he was right there. Charlie was going to get that, so I don't know. I like that too, because he was like, man, all these little children are brats or whatever. And Slugworth came back and reported to him, man, this kid just keeps eating sausages.
He'd see him on TV and be just like, ugh, this one.
So what room did Willy Wonka have planned for the
Paraguay guy? We haven't seen that room.
Oh.
It was an escape laser room.
Ooh. Those never go well.
No.
Especially for older people.
Yeah.
These are the new lasers that you can actually eat.
But they're not ready yet.
Nobody but this guy try it.
Was the Oompa Loompa song in Spanish for him?
Yeah.
I mean, what?
It only works for people from Paraguay.
Yes.
Oye, oye, oh, Dios mío.
No. Okay, and then the last one that I saw was, at the end of the day, Willy Wonka is a Nazi. He has random outbursts in German, blonde hair, blue eyes, and he desensitized Charlie.
I don't like that, because he also speaks French. He also speaks Italian.
He does.
And he also speaks the language of song.
He does speak it's the language of the heart.
Yeah.
But he was friends with Linsberger.
Linsberger.
Linsberger! Moschner.
Well, he went to Paraguay, not Argentina.
People just love to say that this movie has
dark overtones.
Way dark,
Yeah.
especially with the Oompas, that it promotes slavery, and Willy Wonka is a serial killer, and he's crazy, and and it always comes back to this Nazi thing too.
Does Wizard of Oz get a pass
on what? For the
slavery? I mean, if we're one,
but they weren't working for anybody. They lived in that neighborhood.
It was a guild.
Well, that was just 3 of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched it once when I was a kid, and I didn't like the movie. So.
No. All I know is they have swinging parties when you don't realize.
Oh, that's not true.
I just don't think that they were working for anybody. That was Munchkin Land. It was their own land.
That's a little bit on the nose. Like, did they realize that they all lived there and then they named the town? Or
it was 1939. They didn't have much choice. This was pre-Nazi Germany.
Fair counterpoint. Again, way to go. Anyways, please continue. Anything else?
That's all I have for the theories. I don't know if you guys have heard of any.
No. I think we've come up with some great pseudo plots.
We've had our own theories that are way better than these.
Yeah. Ours are more
TV
movie.
turns into Chip
Douglas.
Chip Douglas from
the
Cable Guy. Yeah. Yeah.
He was also known as Larry Tate, and these are all characters from television shows. When I was in my late 20s or mid 20s to mid 30s, back when I was a strapping young lad.
When I was a young warthog.
I really was gravitated towards the dark Willy Wonka thing, and I would really go into it and think about that as a real theory. And as I've grown older and wiser, I've accepted it. It's
half of that.
I've grown older. Yeah, I get it. I've accepted it as it's a children's movie. Yeah. It's a family film, and it's well crafted as a family film with consequences, and that's what it's all about. It's all about consequences, and there's nothing more to it. And I wish there were, but there's not.
Well, there's more to it as far as back of the scenes stuff and like little inside jokes and the Snozzberries and stuff. But no, nothing sinister about this movie. Right. But people love to come up with sinister theories.
People love conspiracies.
Oh, sure. And it's fun to read these conspiracies because the more you read them, you're like, I guess I could see that. And some of them are like, oh, no, that's just silly.
Yeah, but in this day and age, it's dangerous.
Yeah, but not with Willy Wonka.
It's a gateway movie.
There is a gateway movie.
Next thing you know, lizards are taking over the world, and the Illuminati exists.
There was a lot written about the Charlie one too, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory fan theories and stuff. So I don't know.
Michael Jackson, yeah, I get it.
Tim Burton lost his way after Ed Wood, so
I actually like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but I don't know.
I like the songs.
I hated the songs. I hated what they did with the Oompas.
Well, I just like the fact that they were the songs from the book. That they were lifted directly from the book, and that's how they were lifted. I didn't like how they used Deep Roy as one model for the Oompa Loompas.
For all the Oompas. Yeah, that looked a little weird. Yeah. But so there are talks to do it's not talks, it's set in stone. They're doing an upcoming prequel.
Oh, a prequel, yeah. With, what's his name?
It's called Wonka, and it's starring Timothy Chalamet, and it comes out in 2023.
Yeah, after he finishes Dune 2.
This is about Willy Wonka before the Chocolate Factory, so his life. So
it's just going to be him going, you know what? I really like chocolate. Movie over. And he starts growing these curly blonde hairs.
It's perfect casting.
Yeah, Chalamet
Timothy
is really
perfect. He's beautiful. He's
curly haired.
He can sing. It'll just be really good. Is this needed? I don't necessarily know.
Is it going to be from those same writers or Cruella, where like you see Wonka like bumping into Charlie Bucket, as a baby being pushed in the stroller?
I was to say, why is he running into babies?
Oh yeah, it's like he's busy. He's thinking.
I'll see you later, brat.
Or maybe he has a shine to him, and it's kind of like Finding Forrester, where he's always secretly watched Charlie Bucket, throughout the years.
Oh, there's a big age gap between.
So he walks
Wonka.
up to Charlie and says, "You're the man now, dog."
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a big age difference, so I don't think. Yeah. What does that have to do with Cruella? What did she bump into?
Well, no, because
puppies.
With Cruella the movie, how it developed near the end, like you had the man from the movie whose name eludes me, who ends up having the male Dalmatian. He's
the Darlings.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I'm not gonna watch it now.
Oh man. Well,
spoiler.
No, he's the lawyer. Well,
no, they that's completely different from 101 Dalmatians. They changed it.
My point to that is mainly, yes, Adam has the index finger and he is trying to finger me. So my point to that is how they kind of have on the nose comparison where, like, for example, you have Wonka and then you'll see some advertisement for salt nuts.
Oh, yeah. They might. I mean, it's Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So I probably.
It's like my least favorite scene in Star Wars Rogue One when the two people, or when the main guy, I can't remember his name, he bumps into Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba before they even get to the cantina.
Wow.
I hated that scene. And I love that movie, but I hated that scene. It's like he's like holding him back. He's like, "Don't worry about it." I don't know why he sounded like Beetlejuice.
I don't know. So do you think this movie is going to be interesting? Do you think people care about a backstory?
I really don't think people will care. I think people are already complaining about it, even though there hasn't been one frame shot of film.
Well, people complain about everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's actually needed, but it might be good.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know what voice that was, but it came out.
I think
no news is good news.
I think he's building up a big enough audience and fan base that people will probably go see it. Like the younger audience is really attracted to him. So I don't know. So why do we like this movie? Or why is this movie so well loved? Why do parents show their kids? Why do we watch it over and over again?
It's a quintessential family movie about responsibility and consequence.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun voyage to a fantasy land that speaks just about every little kid's language of sweets and candy, and teaches them little nuggets of responsibility, and value your elders and value each other.
And if you don't realize it by now, and Roman said this in the first episode, it's very not timeless, it's locationless. Even though it's blatantly Germany where they shot this movie, you really don't know where you're supposed to be. It could be America, it could be Germany, it could be Austria, it could be some weird land that Dahl made up, but it could be anywhere in the world, and that's kind of the Steve Ditko Spider-Man idea that he always wears a mask because anybody can be Spider-Man. So it's the land anyone can live in because they could be Charlie.
Didn't they try that in Friday the 13th Part 3?
Oh my God!
It's like it's a small world.
Anybody can be Jason,
because that's what 5 and 9 were about.
Now, getting back to the remake, actually, because
the prequel, you mean, or the the Tim Burton one?
The Tim Burton.
I really don't like calling it a remake because it's not. It's a new adaptation of the book.
Well, and
it's like when people say you can't remake The Princess Bride. I'm like, you're not remaking The Princess Bride. You're re-adapting it.
Okay.
If you stay to the material,
pet peeve.
That's completely understandable.
Well, the movie didn't, so.
But here's my point, because when I was in the theater, I remember getting into an argument with another patron who I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
You do that a lot.
Yeah, I do that for that helps me get in the mood. What can I say? Confrontation. No, confrontation's good, but anyways.
I know. I wish Universal didn't close it.
Anyways,
it's confrontation.
Yeah, ha 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 ha. Are my jokes this bad, Alison?
No comment.
She says no.
Man, you're really on this whole picking sides thing.
What? No, I'm not. Pick a side, am I?
Pick a side.
No.
Anyway, left Twix or right Twix?
Exactly. Is the left one lower than the right one?
I don't like either, so...
You don't like Twix?
No. Oh, the ice cream's so good.
And it's got that sweet cookie crunch.
I don't like caramel.
But do you like caramel?
Nope.
No, you don't like
I don't like caramel or caramel.
You don't like the town in California, caramel?
No, I don't like caramel. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to know where you stand. So, thank heavens Wonka doesn't make caramel treats.
I'm sure he does.
Well,
I like butterscotch.
No nuts, no caramel, no nougat. He just has chocolate.
Yeah, that's lame.
That's
and things you suck on.
Yeah, I don't like any of his stuff. Then
you suck on this one thing, you can spit in 9 different colors.
Spitting's a dirty habit.
So
I know a worse one.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the adaptation, Tim Burton's adaptation. I got in an argument because the guy's like, "Oh man, it sucks." I go, "Okay, why does it suck?" Because I'm not going to lie. I left the theater to go, man, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept on. Basically, his argument was it wasn't the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I go,
yeah, that's a hard thing to do, though.
Yeah, I go, I respect your opinion, but what if the original was never made? Would you still think that it was so bad?
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of, I could tell I rebooted his mind for a second. Yeah, you know what? You're an asshole. And he left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how am I? I looked to the girl I was dating and go, wasn't I an asshole? She goes, you're always an asshole to me. Fair counterpoint. No, but I remember thinking that, and that was in the day of MySpace because I used to give movie reviews on MySpace. I was part of this little MySpace group and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, just forget about, just for a second, what we know about the classic. And I think if we do that, we would really enjoy this a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people had to compare it, so.
Yeah, and I get it. It's natural, but and it's what Tim Burton kind of bought into. He had to think about it. It's like, and the marketing team had to think about, we're going to have some stiff competition. And was it after he's like, I'm used to it by now because, I did that with Batman where people were comparing Batman and I made that well. I tried it with Planet of the Apes, and that didn't go so well. But I thought it was pretty good, and there's a small market of people that think it's good to this day. Just saying, and the same thing with Wonka.
And, if Tim Burton makes a movie, I'll see it. And, I was real excited for his version of Dark Shadows. I thought it was going to be his return to Beetlejuice feel. and I was vastly disappointed, and I'm eagerly awaiting the next one that he does because everyone deserves another chance. I haven't liked a Tim Burton movie since Ed Wood.
Tread lightly, my friend, because there's one of the greatest movies of all time. Big Fish.
Big Fish. We know you love Big Fish.
I know you like Big Fish. There's some good stuff in Big Fish, but it's not, to me, it's not a cohesive enough movie for me to enjoy as a film.
Fair counterpoint.
So where were we?
Yeah.
We're done. We're at the end.
We've hit rock bottom.
We have hit rock bottom.
Or have we hit Bach Rodham?
Oh, we've hit something.
Okay.
So did you like watching this again?
I thoroughly enjoyed watching this again.
Good.
Again.
Now,
excuse me.
Yes.
Now, did your son like watching this?
Yeah, this is his third time watching this.
Okay. What's his take?
Let's get him on the phone right now.
I mean, he thinks it's funny. He likes it. He does not like the Oompa Loompa songs. He thinks they're creepy, and then when I start singing or quoting anything in this movie, he tells me to stop. He hates when I sing or quote things, which that's a problem for me in this movie. But he enjoys the movie. He thinks Veruca is a brat. He says she is such a brat. She just wants everything and wants to be first, and that's not right.
Well, if you know anything about your child, people listening, not you, of course.
Yeah.
He's very rules centric.
Yeah, he is.
Like he likes to let people know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, even though he might be wrong when he says it. You think he would follow those rules in school?
Yeah.
Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But yeah, he enjoys the movie. He was very excited when I got to watch it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've yet to let my son watch it just because I know what he's into right now, and
there's no Godzilla.
And it's not that.
Yeah.
In Willy Wonka.
There's no Godzilla. There's no. It has nothing to do with Minecraft, really.
No cars.
No cars. No monster trucks.
Yeah, he'll get into it.
It's got the Wonka Mobile.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
So just show him that 1 5-minute scene.
Hold on. Fast forward. Hold on. Fast forward. I mean, we just broached up. And the whole reason why we're going to watch Up is because we want to watch Doug Days with him on Disney, where it's nothing but the dog.
Nothing but the talking dog. That looks kind of lame, but whatever.
It's
I don't
cute.
know.
It's
Is it?
cute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cute.
Up is a pretty heavy movie for a young kid.
Up is a pretty heavy movie for adults.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm crying, and Gabe doesn't understand why I'm crying. He's like, "What's the matter, Dad? She's okay. She's just sleeping." Poppy, she's not
She's
sleeping.
just sleeping.
She's dead. Oh.
Yeah, she's sleeping, but she ain't getting up.
She's the big sleep.
So thanks for talking to me about Willy Wonka, one of my favorite movies. It was fun going through this again as adults with adult eyes. So, yeah, that was good, right?
Yeah. When do the adults show up?
I don't know.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching this. I don't know if I've said that enough.
I think you have.
But I was surprised at how much I liked it now.
Good.
Through seeing it a different way.
Yeah, good. That was my hope. So, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Roman, where can people find us?
Well, thank you for asking, Ms. Allison. So you can find us on our website. That is cinemadnesspodcast.com. We have a Instagram, that's Cinemadness Podcast. You can also find us on our Facebook page, which is simply Cinemadness the Podcast, as well as on Twitter. Our handle is CinemadnessP, because remember, kids, you can't pee without Cinemadness. And that's where you can find us. We also have a TikTok, which is Cinemadness Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and there you go. You can try smoke signals or messenger pigeons, but unfortunately we don't have that. And if you're trying to do a telegram, we shut that down about 60 years ago, unless you have a DeLorean.
Yeah, we just closed our Friendster account, and we just stopped adding to our live journal. So
yeah, LimeWire unfortunately is offline.
Yeah, you cannot illegally download us through LimeWire anymore.
No, you can't. Our MySpace account is still working strangely, and it has 6 friends requests.
One of them is not Tom.
No, it's not. It's not.
And make sure you visit our YouTube page.
Yes, our YouTube page. Just search for Cinemadness Podcast. You'll find us.
Yep, like and subscribe, and we will talk to you guys later. Thank you.
Boom,